So recently I've been kind of struggling with distraction a lot. Um, I've just been feeling a lot more easily distracted lately, and so um, I'll just kind of get caught in a trap of scrolling on my phone, and I eventually snap out of it because I realize what's going on. I realize that the enemy is really trying to distract me um, from the path that I'm on, and trying to just make me give up and do what I want to do. And so I've really just been trying to snap out of it and immediately go to the Word and read Scripture. Um, and I've just been trying to write to process my emotions and what's going on. But I was just writing, and I went back to this page in the journal that I'm writing in, and I started reading it, and I was just like, wow, like I forgot that I wrote this, but it just started helping. I guess my perspective, and I don't know. I'm just gonna read it. God, even though these past couple of days it's been seeming harder to pray, and even though I've been struggling with doubt, I will continue to seek you in all of my ways. Help me with my doubt, Lord. I want to live this life for you and seek you with my whole heart. Sometimes I forget how. Sometimes I'll put too much trust in the action of waking up to pray and read Scripture. I just want you. I want to learn your ways and to live them. I'm willing to do whatever it takes, but I feel weak and I need your strength to get through this day. My thoughts arise with broken promises of pleasure when the thought of turning my back on you comes to my mind. I'm fearful of my own flesh. Sometimes it tries to stop me from putting it to death. I'm trying to feed my spirit more so it can conquer in the end. But I'm trying to find a balance of routine and reliance on you without putting my trust in the routine itself, but only trust in relying on you. Oh, help me to see where I go wrong, Lord. Correct me in my vain ways. I only want to do things that glorify you and strengthen my spirit, man. I'm trying to find a balance between understanding your word while trying to use it to fight this battle. Help me to find balance so I'm not swayed away by my ability to read and pray. Without you, I'm lost. I'm walking through the darkness, trying to find the path again where I went wrong. Life with you is so much more clear. We walk with ease, you guide our footsteps. Challenges may come, but through every storm, we learn a little bit more that we carry with us and remember in times we need it most. Lord, help me to learn and trust your voice. Guide me on this path. Hold me in the palm of your hand and never let me go. Without you, I can do nothing. And then I wrote Proverbs 3:5-8 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. It will be health to your flesh and strength to your bones. And that's what I wrote last week. But yeah, it's almost like in the beginning it almost seems like easier, and then as the days go on, the enemy will just try however he can to snatch God's plan out of your heart and make you want to go on your own way. And sometimes we forget how depressing it is without having God's guidance. But like, I don't want, even when it gets hard, even when I get distracted, even when sometimes it feels impossible, it's the exact moment that you're supposed to go to his scripture and speak truth over that lie that pops in your head. Because the enemy does not want us to prosper. He does not want us to live out the plan that God put us on, the path that God put us on. He doesn't want that. And so he'll try everything he can do. If one thing doesn't work, another thing will pop in and he'll try to use that. And it's just, we really have to be on guard and realize that the enemy is only trying to steal, kill, and destroy. He's trying to destroy our lives because he hates us and he hates God and he hates everything that God created, and he's just trying to destroy it. And we understand that we have victory over him already. Like, we can conquer it, but we just have to speak truth into the lies, and that's how we will get over it, and that's how we will continue to go down the path that he's laid out for us. Because Jesus is in front of us, and he's laying down, as we're following him, he's laying down every next footstep that we're supposed to take if we just follow him and don't get straight off the path and realize that, you know, distractions will come, things that we're struggling with, that we're battling with, that we're trying to get free from. It's like if we don't let go of things completely, they could end up dragging us back down by our flesh, because that's one of the things that the enemy uses to try to get us to stray off the path. Like me, I'm trying to give up nicotine for good, and it's hard because it's still in my house, and I'm trying to get rid of it, and it's almost like the more I hold on to it, the pull to want to just give up, it gets stronger, because I get fearful of letting go of it, because it's always been my crutch. Like for 10 years I've been vaping, and it's always been my crutch. It's always been there and been like my comfort. Like if I'm stressed or I'm anxious or whatever, like I'll just, you know, use nicotine, and it's a lie. Like I don't need that, but sometimes it gets hard, and because I haven't broken completely free from it yet, it's like if the enemy can't use distraction, he'll use that, and then my desire for nicotine will start getting stronger. So I've just been praying that God will just help me completely break free from it, because I don't want, like I was just writing in my journal to God, just asking him for help to completely break free of this thing. I wrote, right now there must really be something going on in the spirit realm, because I randomly got sucked into scrolling on my phone, and it wasn't for a long time, maybe like 15 minutes, but it was a strong pull to want to just sit there, waste time, and keep scrolling. A lot of different things have been trying to distract me from getting off course, but you know what? I'm going to keep persevering no matter how hard I'm tempted to go my own way, because I know what's happening behind it. The enemy's trying to get me to give up however I can and not turn to God when I feel weak. Even when I feel the weakest I will ever feel, I will still turn to God. He's my protection and my rest. In him I can find peace when I truly focus my attention on his unfailing love and put all my trust in him to help me get through the rough patches in my journey. God, help me to stay faithful to you in the midst of my struggle. I've been trying to give up nicotine, but it continues to have a grip on me and won't let me go. I don't want anything to pull me away from you. I pray that you would deliver me of this addiction. Part of me doesn't want to give it up. Part of me is fearful to let go of it. But Lord, I would rather have you, and I don't want to keep struggling. I pray you would completely remove this desire from me. As I write this, part of me is holding back. Please help me to come to the end of my addiction. I want to be set free, and also set free from fear. I want to learn how to forgive effectively, to let go of what I don't need to hold on to so I can keep following Jesus. I want to go where he's leading me to. Yeah, writing just really helps me clear my head, because sometimes, like, even whenever it's hard to pray, I'll just start writing in my journal of how my thoughts are, and just really been trying to do things that are good for my spirit and that strengthen my spirit, because I know that no matter how hard it gets, if I'm strengthening my spirit more than if I'm starving my flesh as much as I can and just strengthening my spirit, whenever things get really hard, my spirit will always have more my spirit will be stronger than my flesh. And so because of that, I'll be able to keep going on the path. And before, like a couple years ago, when I first started walking on the path, like I was praying, like I had a real strong connection with God, and I was praying a lot and listening to worship music and stuff, but I didn't really want to read my Bible. Like I didn't really see the importance of it. And so because of that, whenever the lies and the attacks came, over time I started believing them, and it just felt like it got too hard that I just gave up. And the enemy used my stubbornness to come back to God, to literally waste years of my life. And I've learned a lot in being ignorant for so long. Like I've learned a lot from it, and so because of that, I'm trying to not make the same mistake that I did. And that's why I've just been writing a lot and journaling and just praying a lot more and trying to stay in my word, because whatever we can do that will strengthen our spirit, so that our spirit will be more strong than our flesh, is exactly what we need to be doing, because we don't want to be swayed away by our own desires.